back to the channel, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I'm out doing some mesh radio tests, some range tests and stuff. So yeah, I'm up at this kind of quite high location, which is not far away from home, and I'm out and about in the Twizy. This is kind of like my little mesh radio maintenance vehicle. So anyway, look at that takeoff over there. You can see in the distance we've got, like, you see this mast up here, so that is probably about 5-6 miles line of sight. On the other edge of that ridge is actually kind of a difficult place to get to RF wise, because I mean it drops down pretty drastically, so you've got this kind of ridge in the middle, which is a problem. So ideally I'd like a node on that mast, please, whoever owns that. Anyway, realistically, that's not going to happen, but the mesh is still doing okay. This mesh over here is actually growing pretty well. So we've got loads of stations. Let me show you. Right, so I'm actually using this rugged tablet that a company called Doogie sent me. I think it's Doogie or Doogie. This is called the R20. It's got a massive battery, and it's supposed to last for ages, obviously. The screen isn't particularly bright, which is going to be a thing going forward. Like, I mean, if someone's going to make a MESHTASTIC kind of tablet, it would be amazing to have like a trans-reflective thing on it. Anyway, this is not a MESHTASTIC tablet, it's just a tablet with a rugged case around the edge, and obviously, you know, it's paired to my MESHTASTIC radio there, the T-Echo. So you can see here we've got loads of stations, and you can see at the top here, I'm going to come on to this in a minute. This is basically like a I've changed my name to sort of read the status, and I'll tell you why I've done that in a minute. But yeah, all the other stations here, Chewing Hill, which is basically another one which is around the corner from here, and that, you know, it's in a really good spot, that one. And this station here, this is my mate Chris, so let me just try and trace route him and see if we can actually get a connection, because we've been struggling from home to actually send messages backwards and forwards because it's going through quite a few different links. But yeah, you can see there's quite a few different stations here on here. Some of these are, a couple of these are MQTT. You can see here the ones that are like really far away, like 164 kilometers. Obviously that's going to be MQTT. Stuff like WGC Link and Hartford East, and obviously Chris, and you know, London node, that's a MQTT one. Links is as well. These are all coming in direct, so that's pretty cool. It's really cool. You can start to see, like, with lots of users, like how this actually works, and it does work really well. But there are some instances where you can't kind of, you know, it's flaky doing trace routes, and it's flaky sending direct messages, and that's what I'm going to show you now from here. So I'm going to try and send a message to Chris to get him to go on the 2-meter handband, so we can have a chat on there, and let's just see if we can do it. Right, so this is Chris here, so if we tap on that and go direct message, it's so reflective, this screen, and I get my Yaesu FT5D at the ready. So let's just tap him a little message on here. Hi Chris, go on 2 meters 145,525, and then we'll hit send on that, and hopefully we'll get some sort of acknowledgement. Right, the mesh has accepted the message, that's what that means, and hopefully we'll get a tick and a person, but I'm doubtful. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? When you do videos, it always just blooming works. So we're not going to use any internet to make sure he's got this message. We're just going to wait and see if he replies, or if you know, we get something on the radio here. Nothing as yet. See, 4 minutes has passed and I'm still waiting. See, this is the thing, you just don't know, you know, if people are around and they're kind of, you know, got their phone near them, that sort of thing, like, just like, you know, any normal text message. Still nothing back yet. Come on Chris, what are you doing? But I have managed to do a trace route, so you can see here it's going through G0VDT station there, and onto Chris there, so we're getting a link through. I can't do this from home for some reason, there's too many links in the way. It's not to do with hop count or anything like that. It's just, I think it's link quality basically. There we go, he's popped up on here. Yeah, M6JKA returning. Yeah, have you got me there, Chris?
Yeah, got you. Your audio's very low, yeah?
Yeah, it would be. I'm on the handheld.
Roger, yeah, but readable, yeah? I got your message on the display on the node, but not on the app. I'm just gonna, you know, see if I can reconnect it.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I think it's definitely delivered, because it had the little tick there. So that's all good. But yeah, you had some Bluetooth issues, didn't you? So that's obviously what it is. It would have been on the app, and it will come through onto the app once you get it reconnected. But yeah, it's teething problems, isn't it? I think. But yeah, you're good signal over here, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm on the I'm Mike 6JKA from Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike. Yeah, I'm on the Diamond X50, which is up about 15 foot. It blew down the other week in a storm, but yeah, it's only sort of temporary. I'll get it up on the pole one day. But yeah, it seems to be working okay here. Back to you, Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike.
Yeah, M6JK returning. Yeah, no worries, mate. That's all good. I'm just sort of up on the hill over by Chewing, so Chewing Hill effectively, kind of near where the node is. But yeah, it's a good takeoff up here. I wasn't sure whether we'd make it direct on here, but you know, not too bad at all. I'm sort of filming as well, so I'm kind of, you know, away from the mic a little bit. I come a bit closer and try it out. But yeah, good stuff, mate. All right, let's see if we can get you back on the mesh. I can see your station on there. It's no problem. It's on there. No worries. Beaconing away, so that's good. But it's just a matter of getting that app connected, isn't it? How's it looking now from M6JKA?
Yeah, all good. I've just reconnected the Bluetooth. M6JKA from Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike. Yeah, I've just reconnected the Bluetooth, and yeah, I've got the tick on the cloud, and I've got loads that are pinging in 3 minutes ago, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. So yeah, it's pinging. I just need to put it up a bit higher. It's down on the dining room table with me at the moment. Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. I'm going to try and send you another message. See if you get that, and then just try replying to it. See if that works, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. M6JKA, Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike returning. Yep, will do. Bear in mind it's quite low down, but it looks like I'm getting. Well, I'm getting.
He's routing through the other station.
If I've got it. Oh, hold on a sec. Yeah, hold on. I got that previous message. So,
send him another one.
Yeah, I'll just send you one back. See if you get it. Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike.
M6JK returning. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, the first one was that was the first one I sent. Yeah, there we go. It's just come in. Hello. So it is working two ways. But obviously I can't do that from home for some reason. It doesn't sort of work, but that's no problem. Anyway, that's pretty cool. We're doing this completely off grid, no internet messaging and voice. So so that's good, mate. From M6JKA.
Yeah, that's it. M6JKA from Mike 7 Golf Charlie Mike. Yeah, that's it. Total standalone units. Yeah, and yeah, nothing else involved. No. Yeah. Well, we're using obviously the mesh network to get to each other through probably another couple of nodes, but yeah, radio's straight direct, isn't it, QSL?
Yeah, M6JK returning. Well, the good thing is the you know, there's no way in hell you'd stand no chance in doing it directly on 868 megahertz node to node, where your node is in the you know, in the house there, but it's going through G0 VDT, because I've just done a trace route and I can see it's going through G0 VDT and then sort of out to the wider area, so it's kind of using that. So you know, he's only round the corner from you, isn't he, Brake?
Sorry, just lost that last bit of your over. If you can go again, please, mate. Mike 7 Golf Charlie.
Yeah, have you got me now from M6JKA?
Yeah, good, yep.
Yeah, I was just saying you're going through G0 VDT through that station there, so that's good. But he's only round the corner from you, isn't he, I think?
Yeah, M7 Golf Charlie Mike. Yeah, he's literally yards from me. Like I say, his sort of back garden almost backs onto my back garden there, QSL.
And that happened by complete accident. You didn't even realise he was on when we first got going with this, didn't we? But yeah, no worries. That's all good. Okay, mate. What does the status message say on my username on there? Have you got that come through?
Yeah, Roger, M6JKA from Mike 7 Gold Charlie Mike. Yeah, it says happy Monday.
I think that's what I said.
Monday.
Yeah, okay, mate, right. I might be getting a bit scratchy. All right, I'm just going to go back to and finish this video now, mate. But thanks for your help, mate, on that. And I'll ping you another message in a sec.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Your signal came up then. Your signal came up to at least sort of 5
You
and
see
7
the signal meter has gone up a
no
little
worries,
bit.
mate. Catch you in a bit. 73, Mike 7 Gold Charlie Mike.
Yeah, M6JKA with M7 GCM. Just going back to standby. Catch you in a minute, Chris.
Okay, mate. 73.
So that was pretty cool. Completely done, no internet, which is what we're trying to achieve really, with everything else. So Chris has got the message here. I'm just going to do another message to him, testing again, and we'll see if that delivers. Because as I say, I'm having trouble doing this from home, but we are going through a couple of stations here, so we'll just double check that's going to actually deliver. See, this is the problem. It doesn't always deliver, and then you don't know if the other stations actually received that message, because to get this delivery here, this little tick with the person, that's getting an acknowledgement back. So it's quite an intensive kind of negotiation between the two or more nodes. The more nodes in the way, the less chance it's going to happen. So you can see that didn't actually go through. So I'm going to try again and just pop that again, just copy that message and do that again, and we'll see what happens. Oh, see, look, he's actually received that, but there was no acknowledgement. So we have got that message there, been received. So that's good. So it's hit and miss. You're not going to know, you know, which messages are received or they're not, or, you know, only based on the other person, which is pretty standard. You know, is that you can't expect much more than that. It's all down to RF conditions and everything else. I'm going to go back to him and say testing again received. Got your test received even, and we'll just see if this actually acknowledges this time. It's a pretty quick acknowledgement from a node in the area, but yet again it might take a while for that to pop through. Axe, happy Monday. Brilliant. So what I wanted to come on to next was basically what I was saying about this here. We've got happy Monday. So let's go back to the shack in the warm and I'll tell you what this is all about. I've got some ideas. Okay, back in the warm now. We're on the home station now. So this is like a Samsung Galaxy Tab 9. It's absolutely amazing. The screen's so bright. This is why I think every other tablet just looks so dim in comparison. But anyway, here's Chris's station up the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and trace route this. So my antennas are outside, and basically I'm using a YAGI to connect to Welling Garden City node, and then it goes on from that. So there's quite a few kind of links in the chain, as I was saying before. So we're not getting any trace route. That's not really a surprise, because, you know, we didn't get a trace route before when we were in much better kind of conditions. But yeah, so I'm not getting that. But anyway, let's try and direct message him anyway. So you can see here, I've done lots of sort of test messages to him, and none of them have been received before. So hi Chris from home, and we'll send that and just see what happens here. So network's accepted it. Obviously it's going to be one of my nodes because I've got a few on around here, most likely, and then we'll just have to see what happens here. I'm not hopeful, but obviously I'm filming, so you never know. It might play for the camera, but yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna deliver. Now, the only way I can really find out is if I actually text Chris on a regular cell phone to ask him, which is kind of pointless, but I'm going to ask him if we got the message, if he has received that anyway. So he's just confirmed by WhatsApp he didn't get the message, so I've just sent another one out, which is waiting for it to waiting for the single tick. So yeah, it's gone through now. So we'll just have to keep trying and just see when he gets that message. So still nothing. Chris has confirmed no message has been received at his end. I am sending it from my home station, which is Hertford Northwest Link, but he's saying that there's no messages in his box. So that is basically not working. We're unable to get messages across. Now we could try the kind of main channel, like the primary channel, like long fast. We could try that. I'm going to just go on there and just sort of, you know, basically just put a message in there to Chris and just see if he receives it on long fast. There's a possibility. Again, we're not going to know if it's been delivered because there's no acknowledgements on here. The tick just means that it's going to be accepted by the network if we get a tick, which we should do. Right, so we have actually managed to get a message to Chris now. One of these three here actually kind of made it across to him. I mean, it's only a short message, but basically one of those three actually reached him. So that's not bad. And he confirmed that by WhatsApp. We did actually get that message to him. So I'm going to ask him to send a couple my way as well and we'll see what happens. Right, so we have actually got it. I've received one from him now. He's tried 2-3 times, I think, something like that. So that was his third attempt, I think, something like that. So I'm just going to reply to him there. So you can see from Chris's clip there, he sent quite a lot of messages and only kind of one of them has actually got here. So it's definitely flaky, but the RF links are pretty bad between between me and him. There's 3 or 4 stations in between. Obviously the RF performance between those is not great. So it's still pretty remarkable that it actually works at all. Now, what I'm going to do next is an experiment. Apologies for the light here, it's not that great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my username and I'm going to put a bit of text in that username and see how long it takes for it to sort of propagate over to Chris's side. So he'll be looking at his node list and he should see that text change. The idea for this I'm going to explain in a minute, but let's just try it and see what happens. So in the MESHTASTIC app, in the settings, I'm going to basically go to user. I'm going to go here and you can see here I've changed this to Happy Monday. This was earlier on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put basically Andy and I'm going to say hi Chris and we'll just leave it at that. Now obviously you're going to have to change this back to Andy because I don't want that saying something weird. So that is going to go into there. When you hit send, this is going to restart the node. This is kind of a bit annoying, but it's just how this sort of system works. But for the sake of changing names, you're never really going to be changing the names unless you sort of do this little hack, which I'm kind of playing around with. So the my T echo is now just restarting, and we'll see what happens in a minute. And we'll see if Chris gets this status change over from Happy Monday to hi Chris. I wonder how long it will take. It'd be quite interesting to see. T echo has rebooted, so we'll just wait and see. I mean, I can check on my home system here and see how long that has taken to change. So on mine it's changed straight away, obviously because I'm very close to all my other nodes. It's 17 minutes later and nothing has changed on Chris's side yet. You can see from the screenshot. So nothing's changed yet, it hasn't flipped over. But this one was last seen at Chris's 17 minutes ago. So presumably the next update will have the updated status change and the updated username. But it's taken a while. I've seen it happen a bit quicker than this, but this time it's taken longer. And it's now about 20-25 minutes later and Chris has finally got the updated status in his node list. Pretty cool. So you can start to see that in really kind of bad RF conditions where you've got multiple links that you've got to go through to get that message to the other side, it can be very sketchy, like whether that message is actually ever going to make it through. You can keep trying, you can keep doing that brute force thing, and hopefully you'll be able to get those messages through, and maybe 1 in 10 might actually get through. You can try other settings and things like that, but basically what the long and short of it is, if you've got a bad RF path, there's not really too much you can do about it. It's going to be a problem to send a message across, and it's going to require like the retries, basically just keep trying. So that's something to bear in mind. Don't just send a message out there and think that it's going to hit the other side no problem. Chances are, if you are quite a way away, you might have a problem actually getting that message to the other station. So that kind of brings on to the experiment that we did at the end here, where I'm using the beacons basically to sort of transmit a little bit of text, which is normally used for like a username. Now, by doing that, what you're doing, if you have your node broadcast ID set to say like, every minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, that is going to keep transmitting every 10 minutes, or maybe sooner if your node is contacted in between those times. But basically, if you had it on, like, say, every minute, your information is going out every minute, so the chances of you actually getting that data across to a distant place is a lot higher than if you were just banging a few messages out on long fast. So I think what we need to do is we need to have an extra piece of data that is sent in the node broadcast ID field, like a status text, a bit like we do with APRS in the ham world. You can put in a little status bit of text to say go to a channel or go to a frequency on a ham band, so that you can kind of call other hams in the area to that station. Or you can basically just tell people where you are so that they can come and contact you if they see you in the area on the map. So yeah, I think it's super useful anyway, this kind of thing, and I think we should maybe sort of do this a bit more. Just put a little bit of text in the user name just to add a little bit more information other than a name, to say, look, Chris, I can see you. How cool would that be? So that other person at the other end is looking and going, oh, I don't even know if they can actually see my node or anything. I definitely can't get a message to them. But just that little bit of information in the broadcast, it's kind of a bit like working the radio waves. If you're an amateur radio operator, you'll know that obviously you can't just push the button and talk and someone's going to hear you. You might have to work at it. You might have to, do some stuff with your antenna. You might have to, change your bandwidth settings, just different things to actually kind of optimize the chances of getting heard. And that, I think, is the key to it. You've got to work at it. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comments about these ideas, and I'll catch you next time.